Oh, hello there. Actually, I can see who's in chat, can't I? Well, apparently, according to this thing, I'm the only one in chat, even though you are clearly here as well. Hold on, if I open Twitch on my phone as well for that that feature where you can do the what's it? Look at the chat. That's what I was looking for. Oh wait, there's no way of seeing who's in chat anyway on phone. Never mind then. Joe's here as well. Right, shall I get started, or shall we wait to see if anyone else shows up? Let me just drink first. Right. I reckon now's probably a good time to get started. Let me just turn the game audio on. Right, just before I start playing, obviously this is the demo. Is the game audio and is the game the audio balance fine before I get started? Cool. Ah, I've got two chat boxes open. Ah. Oops, hide the small one. Right. Well, in that case, let's get games on the quiet side. If I turn up a little bit, how about now? Oh, it's gonna have to wait for it to get to the demo. That's better. Let me just wait for the demo. Yeah. Yeah, now it's got gameplay audio going. Still good. Hey, Matt. Okay. Right, without any further ado, let's get started properly. Metroid 9. Right, so yeah, this is Sonic 1 on the Master System. I was moving my mouse and got killed by the first enemy. You know what? It's fine. I can get one-ups. This is why I should move my mouse before I do anything. Also, why is... There we go. I don't know why my chat wasn't scrolling. So yeah, it's Sonic 1, but on the Master System. Obviously Sega's 8-bit console before the Mega Drive, so it's not quite as impressive as the Mega Drive version. And there actually is a fun way you can go faster than the screen in this level, but I want to get 50 rings so we can get into a special stage. Oh, I'm not used to this being a swinging platform. Pretty sure on the Game Gear that just goes left and right. So yeah, this has a lot of differences to the Mega Drive game, obviously in terms of how it looks, and all. I mean, we're in Green Hill now, but we'll see different levels later on. Also, checkpoints are these monitors instead of the normal lampposts in the Mega Drive games. Are you using tilt controls, Joe? Well, tilt controls didn't really exist back when this came out. Well, actually, I should be careful... Oh, crap. Well, looks like I'm not going to get into special stage this time. Oh well. But, as we'll see, special stages may not be the most necessary things in this game. And the end of level signposts can give you bonuses. As you can see, that one gave me 20 rings. I mean, that basically just gives me points, but whatever. And there's a neat little map screen, which I believe was referenced in the Sonic movie with Sonic's map. I believe it feels like it was a reference to this. But hey, we already have a deviation from the Mega Drive Green Hill with this cave right here. Oh, I wanted to get that ring box. Oh, and expect lag as we go forwards on this. The Master System game can lag a bit at times. And we get water as early as Green Hill Act 2 in this game. But yeah, there's a reason I'm rolling into enemies. I don't want to jump into those spikes. Right, so yeah, there's a spring up there. Or we could explore inside this cave and stay hydrated. Yeah, you do want to stay hydrated, it's really hot. But what is that? It's a Chaos Emerald. Yeah, they're just out in the levels, like hidden in the levels in this game. Crap. Yeah, they're just hidden in the levels in this game. So, what are the special stages for? They're just bonuses. Get you extra lives and stuff. So they're still useful. Go ahead, get a ring box. And more rings. So yeah, as you can tell by being an 8-bit game, it's a lot less complex than the Mega Drive one. But it does still have some sort of slope physics. But yeah, since we got more than 50 rings, we're going to go into a special stage, or bonus stage, whatever we want to call it. And you can see the Chaos Emeralds on the end of act screen. But yeah, special stages in this game, they are bouncy hell houses. Where you basically just get rings, lives, and continues. And they also have pretty short time limits, which I'm not actually that used to. I'm quite used to the Game Gear version, which has different special stage layouts and longer timers, so I'd actually get going towards the end. Actually, might be enough rings here just so I can get an extra life. There we go. Now, I've not played the Master System version of this game that much, so I want to try and get as many lives and continues as possible in case I die on some of the bosses later on in the game. I've played the Game Gear version plenty of times, because it's included in Sonic Mega Collection Plus and Sonic Adventure DX, but the Master System version, to my knowledge, has only ever been re-released on the Wii Virtual Console, so it hasn't had as much exposure. But when we go to Green Hill, Act 3, there's a 1-up down here. And just keep going forwards. Up the hills. Notice how there are no rings. And we're already at a boss. A boss which I can't seem to hit. Yeah, we have to wait for him to come down. Also, I'm not going to take any risks. In the Game Gear version, because of the smaller screen, you can actually hit him while he's flying overhead. Because of this much smaller screen, so he flies a lot lower down. And he's dead. You get no rings, but it's a very easy boss otherwise. And that's Green Hill done. But once we got to Green Hill, instead of going to Marble Zone like on the original game, we have a different zone called Bridge Zone, which is a lot of people's favourite level music in this game, and I agree, it's probably my favourite level music in the game as well. So yeah, the Master System version deviates from the Mega Drive quite a bit, and this level is only the start of it. It'll be basically sort of set over a lake and stuff. Here we got bouncy seesaw things. And a checkpoint. Yeah, compared to the Mega Drive version though, this does focus a lot less on slope physics and more just on more standard platforming, just due to it being on an 8-bit system. Oh, look at that lag. Actually, to answer Matt's earlier question, it probably does lag as bad as Metroid 1 at times. Possibly, anyway. Careful not to hit the spring. But yeah, I do love this music. And we've got a one-up up here. I think in this game, every level has exactly like one-up box in it. I don't know where they all are. Hey, here's the second Chaos Emerald. But how do we get to it? Obviously, we have to fall down. We have to fall down on one of these and then jump up to the emerald. Can be a bit finicky, but not too hard. Yeah, especially those falling bridges. It can lag a lot. Alright, be back in a bit. We'll see how far I've gotten through the game by the time you get back. Right. More bonus stages. I am pretty unfamiliar with the layout of these, so continue is up there. Oh yeah, just that, isn't it, to get to it? Right, I've got to continue. Let's just get out of here. Oh, there's one up over there. You know what? Screw it. I can deal without the one-up. Let's just make sure I earn the continue, because if you don't make it to the end, you lose anything that you get in these stages, which isn't amazing. Hey, on to Bridge Zone Act 2, and players of Sonic Forces might recognise the stage gimmick in this level. It's auto-scrolling, because auto-scrolling works so well for a Sonic game. But hey, at least in this game, it's like more platforming than speed anyway. What I like about this game as well is that while it is an 8-bit game, it does sort of show off the Master System's sort of power and stuff compared to like the NES. Because like there were certain things that the Master System like could do better than the NES in terms of like graphics and stuff. Like in some ways the Master System was more powerful. Oh, I somehow hit that without getting hit. Yeah, there's no way to really get this level done any quicker due to auto-scrolling. Gonna wait for as much of the bridge as possible to become on screen. And due to the lag, sometimes your inputs can be eaten while you're on the falling bridge. So you'd want to be careful on those. We want to try and keep our shield because for some reason this game it lets you keep your shield between acts. I don't think it lets you keep it between zones, but it lets you keep the shield between acts. No, it's not input lag on those things. It's that it like sometimes just eats your input and doesn't let you like jump at all when you're on the falling bridges and it's lagging the game out. I know you were joking, but I was more just like explaining myself. Oh, look at that slowdown. Oi! I was on the... What happened there? That was weird. And there we go. And since I got 150 rings, we get another bonus stage. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. That's never happened before. Like, when I've played the Master System or Game Gear version. I got another life as well. Ah! Yeah. Being bounced around like that is why I call these bouncy hell houses or whatever I called them earlier. Right, got the life and the one-up. I've got the continue and the one-up. Let's... I'm not sure I can get through to the end in time. Alright, I did it. I totally intended to do that. That's why I'm glad my laptop is good enough that I can stream in 60 frames a second. If I was streaming in 30 frames a second, some of the like details, like with flickering or just the screen moving out quickly, would get a bit lost. Right, like I said, there's a 1-up in every act. The 1-up in there is just to the left here. Right, so this boss I'm not very used to fighting. I'm used to the Game Gear version where it's pretty much completely different. Ah! Shit. You know what, I'm going to play it safe, because you get no rings. Right. Because in the Game Gear version, instead of these 3 platforms in the pits, you're just on like 2 curved bridges, and you can cheese the boss because you can just like keep hold down and just keep rolling infinitely on the curved bridges because of the way the game is programmed. I mean, this boss isn't too hard either, it's just if you want to play it safe, it takes a while. But that was Bridge Zone, second level down, and much like the Mega Drive game, this does have 6 zones, so we're already a third of the way through the game, basically. Now we're up to Jungle Zone, another original one for the Master System version, and with another jolly tune. A nice detailed background as well. Although in the Game Gear version it is a bit more animated, but the Game Gear is like arguably a bit more powerful than the Master System. 1-up is up there, so I want to go back and get it. Note that while the life counter does cap at 9 in the corner there, it does track your lives past 9, so it is a good idea to get lots of them. Right, checkpoint. Right, trying to remember if... don't think it's down... No, I don't think it's down that way. Only 6 zones. I mean, this was 1991. Sonic 1 also had 6 zones, so... More water. This water actually has a current, I think. At least up here it seems to. Yeah, it has a current up here. But not... Ah! Not down there. Leading to awkward control. But this is why checkpoints are a thing. And the Master System Sonic 2 could learn a thing or two from this game, because that game doesn't have any checkpoints at all, for some reason. Alright, it'll be down here. Right, so we've got more logs and waterfalls. But as you can see when I look down, there's a platform to the left here. So we'll want to make sure we get in there without hitting the other platform and falling. Thanks, game. Also, note that I'm breaking the checkpoint boxes every time I respawn. I don't know if you have to do that, but part of me doesn't want to risk it. At least I've already got like 2 or 3 continues, so if I do manage to game over at some point. I'm pretty sure in the Game Gear version that platform there isn't solid or something, or not there at all, so you don't have to be as careful with getting in. Oh, there we go. We'll land on this log, which we can run on. And we got our Chaos Emerald, and we gotta run back on the log. Can't remember. Yes, we can do this. Right. Ring box. Up. Oh, more logs to jump on. Thankfully, not as annoying as the log jump, the like waterfall you have to climb with logs in the Lion King game. which I'm guessing none of you here have played. Perhaps I should stream that one day. I mean, that would also be like, you have played it. A Lion King game on the Mega Drive. I like the Lion King on the Mega Drive. Like, it's a bit of a childhood sort of classic, though, to me. But it is very difficult, even on easy. But I've played it enough that I can beat it quite easily. Ah! Oh, I love having wave momentum. Yeah. Yeah, by playing the Master System version here, like, it is more difficult than the Game Gear version, which is what I am used to. So that's why I'm expecting to die a decent amount of times. What the f- That's not very nice. Also, I hate how hot it is, because I've turned my fan off in case the noise gets in the way of the microphone, but by turning off my fan it means it's really hot in here. There we go. Right, Bridge Zone Act 1. It wouldn't be too bad in my room if I had like my fan on and my door open, but because of streaming, got my door closed and my fan off. Oh, that was Jungle Zone Act 1. Now we got Act 2 with its gimmick. So you gotta climb the waterfall here, and you notice how the screen went up when I landed? The screen doesn't scroll back down, so you gotta be careful where you land. They took out this mechanic on the Game Gear version, thankfully. But yeah, if you fall from here, it's a pit, so yeah, gotta be pretty careful. Thing is, if you're like really good at this game, you can like jump up quicker than the screen can keep up with you, but I don't want to do that in case I fall and die. At least there's a checkpoint. If I do fail... Ah! Okay. Did not expect to land on that log. Right. Another one up. Oh wait. Let's get 50 rings. And try not to lose them, obviously. But hey, it being hot and humid in my room is appropriate since I'm in a jungle-themed level. Right, we're at the top, thankfully. Right. Immersion. In an 8-bit platformer. Although, despite it being an 8-bit platformer, this was in America and maybe Japan. But I don't know about Japan. But it was in America, the final release for the Master System, because the Master System didn't take off in America. I forgot this version has pinball flippers. Oh, that was either a life or a continue or something. I don't really know. Well, that was a bonus stage. I got a life. I don't know if I got a continue though, because I hit a box, but it didn't. It went too quickly for me to tell what it was. Oh, and I got an extra life from points as well. That's nice. Gonna need them. This boss is not the easiest, if I remember correctly. Right. I gotta go down here to get an extra life. Oh. Well, I would if the currents would let me. And so we're going to climb up the vines, be careful not to fall off, because otherwise there's not much below us other than water. Here we go, Eggman's here again, with like balls. And of course, since there are no rings, you die on a single hit. Also, sometimes they can take a while to detonate. I'm gonna take it nice and slow, because I could probably like get more than one hit in on each time he drops down, but I don't think I want to risk it. Yeah, also I don't believe the 1-up box. Yeah, no rings, yeah. It's not that bad on the Game Gear version because the smaller screen makes the bosses like stupidly easy. It's worse in the Master System and Game Gear version of Sonic 2 though. Like, that's worse. Ah! It doesn't help that these balls seem to take a random amount of time to detonate, which is quite annoying. Yeah, this boss is one of the reasons I wanted to make sure I had plenty of lives and continues. Okay, I can hit him like that as well. Not really sure if I want to risk it too much though. Right. Concentration time. Ah! Don't like this boss. Ah, there we go. Right. Right. Wanted to make sure the game didn't eat my jump. Otherwise I'd have to do that all over again. Yeah, the no rings thing is a lot worse in the 8-bit Sonic 2 because the bosses there are harder. Especially on the Game Gear version, where instead of being easier due to the smaller screen, they become like 10 times harder. And we've gotten further in the game, we're on to the second map screen, Labyrinth. Of all the zones to bring back from the Mega Drive one, Labyrinth was one of them. With completely different music though. And also prepare for worse than Metroid 1 lag. Like, Labyrinth Zone can get pretty slow. Not just because of the water, like, being slow anyway. Down we go. Oh, lovely. Lovely! Let's see what's left to the left. Just rings by the looks of things. Oh no, I think this might be another way to go, I'm not sure. Oh yeah. Look how slow Sonic goes in this. But I'm trying to remember whether this or the Game Gear version is worse for lag in this level. Uh-oh. No! There's a shield there, but I need a bubble. There we go. Thankfully there isn't the nightmare-inducing drowning music in this game. And because of the lag, it does mean the timer, like the countdown, does take like 10 years to go down. Ooh. Okay, this level is so much lag. And we're going to be spending most of it underwater. Oh wait, no, I need to go to the right. Uh-oh. You know what, I'm just gonna go back down here. Especially because I'm gonna need another bubble. And his things don't respawn, that's good. Cool. Let's keep going. God, this is slow, isn't it? Oh, can't reach it from that way apparently. Oh, come on. The physics can get a bit weird here as well. There we go. Also, there's an inexplicable switch that, for some reason, turns that ring box into a one-up box. Like, I'm not quite sure why they decided to do that. I hope I'm correct in that the Chaos Emerald is in Act 2. I'm like 99% sure it's in Act 2. Not that it matters too much if I don't get it, but I'd like to show it off. Right, Act 2, here we go. Oh, that's a bit of a nasty spike placement. Can I have some rings, please? You're back? We're like halfway through the game now. Also, actually, Matt, you're in time for like the level with like loads of lag. Like, I don't know whether it would be like worse than, whether you'd say it's worse than Metroid 1's lag. Uh-oh. Ah! I didn't find any rings yet. Like, I swear there should be rings somewhere. Oh. You know, I'm gonna avoid that jump. That's why you get rings earlier in the Game Gear version. I just have to be careful. My economy has crashed since the last level. Oh, there's a bubble here. That's handy. Ah, rings! Hooray! I think actually this is the way to the one-up, yeah. Oh, what? Uh-oh. Not sure if this was worth. Come on. There we go. Okay, it was worth. Oh, and there are rings right past where I died last time as well. Lovely. Oh, that took a while to go down. Oh, that's slow. Get the bubble there. And we'll continue on our way. Apparently there's a way to, like, yeah, you can teleport up like that. I've never done that before, actually. Pretty glad I got it my first time. Yeah, it's a bit of a weird glitch with that there. Oh, an invincibility box. I bet that will come in handy. Especially if I get hit like that. Right. I need to get going quickly. We'll see why I need to get going quickly in a minute. Because the Chaos Emerald was in that bed of spikes. So you have to get that invincibility and rush over to where it is. In the Game Gear version, it's just out in the open. But yeah, if you like don't get the invincibility or it runs out before you get to the bed of spikes, you kind of just have to go in with rings and hope you can get out quickly enough. Bit of a weird placement for it to be in the spikes like that. And time for the Labyrinth boss. Thankfully, Sonic somehow learned to breathe underwater between Acts 2 and 3, and you don't have to worry about dying, like from drowning in this level. I was going to say I'm not going to try going for the 1-up, and I died on my way out from the thing, so yeah, I'm not going to even bother going there next time. I don't recall this boss being too hard anyway. Or at least on the Game Gear version it's not too hard. So yeah, Eggman comes down from the middle and the left and right and shoots stuff at you. Stuff which is very easy to dodge, but I wasn't able to get off my jump very well that time, so wasn't able to get 2 hits on him. There we go, 2 hits this time as well. It might be possible to hit him in the middle as well, but you'd have to like make sure you get back to the platform and avoid the being hit by the thing, so I ain't gonna risk it. Alright, that's Labyrinth Zone's boss done. A lot easier than Jungle's boss. Also, by beating Labyrinth Zone, no more water! Hooray! On to Scrap Brain. The final level in Sonic 1 on the Mega Drive. It's the 5th level here. Yeah, it's very different to the Mega Drive one in that it's not nearly as like annoying in terms of sort of lots of stuff happening and like getting hit by lots of stuff. In fact, Act 1 is like a relatively simple just sort of run through the level. Also, the music is really good. Oh. Actually, the music as a whole, like, in this game, I love. And it's composed by Yuzo Koshiro, the guy who did the sound... He was, like, the main person on the soundtracks of the original Streets of Rage games. Although I only did, like, a few tracks in Streets of Rage 4. In fact, this game was developed by the studio that made Streets of Rage 2 and 3. They did this before doing those games. And they didn't do any of the other 8-bit Sonic games. The other 8-bit Sonic games are done by a different studio. Right, we're on to Act 2. Now this one's a bit different, as we'll see in a bit. Why did I think that I was going to get through that? Also, one thing I should mention is that unlike most Sonic games, you can't get your rings back if you get hit. Like when you get hit, your rings are just gone. Let's go up the conveyor belts. Try not to die. Oh, come on. Oh! Balls. Hey, a shield. I immediately lose. Good. Also, oh yeah, are you talking about Doe in the chat? Oh crap. This is why I shouldn't play while also reading the chat. Although, since OBS doesn't really have a delay, I could always look at the OBS window to play. Yeah, dough shipping. But are you also rat shipping? Right, so we've got a fork in the road. So, yeah, that's a traditional Sonic level design. Let's go up. Also, let's just demonstrate. I was going to say demonstrate a glitch, but I couldn't seem to. There's like a glitch you can do, but I don't know how to do it. Climb up these thingies. Make sure not to get hit by the flamethrowers. Also, I'm going to do something that will look really stupid. That's not a pit. But we have to go down here, because we jump in this teleporter, and there's our Chaos Emerald in this level. Yeah, I don't know how people are supposed to work that out, considering, like, it looks like a pit. Yeah, I don't know how you're supposed to tell it's not a pit. Like, genuinely, I'm not sure. But, here we go. Oh. Oh, let's just hit the switch and open the door. Oh. Yeah. This is the gimmick of Scrap Brain Zone Act 2. This puzzle. Now, when I first played this game, I struggled. I didn't know how to deal with that puzzle. But I've played the game a fair few times now, so I do know how to deal with it now. And since I've got no rings, I'm going to be extra careful with... So let's go down the slope, because rolling physics are a thing in this game. And let's go down the bottom path. Right, so... Actually... I'm gonna fall all the way down here, because I believe it's how you get to, yeah, an extra life. That means I'm gonna have to go around a certain bit of the level again, but I'd rather pick up the extra life. Reopen your heart. You could spread your heart independently. There, let's go down here instead of falling down the pit. Make that jump into this teleporter. And that allows us to go this way. So yeah, a bit of an odd puzzle in this level. Like, it took me a little while to figure out the first time I played the game. I'm slightly scared an enemy's gonna blindside me, since I've got no rings. Nope. Cool. As that was Act 2. Yeah, much longer level as well because of the going back and forth and stuff. And we're on to Act 3. What devious boss could Eggman have for us this time? Oh, rings in an Act 3. It must be a difficult boss. I guess we're gonna find our way to him. Try following the rings. Or, as you might be able to tell... When you say Sonic, do you mean like the music or the sound effects, Joe? OCD sucks. Did you have... Why? What did it do this time? Sound effects? Well, I mean... Oops, hit that switch. I mean, the Mega Drive did literally have the Master System sound chip in it, and I imagine some of the sound effects were done using the Master System sound chip. In fact, I believe on the Mega Drive games, the jump sound was done using the Master System sound, which is why it sounds like near identical here. But yeah. Oh, it's Eggman. Let's chase him. And he's run away like a coward. Yeah, as you might have been able to tell by the fact that there were rings, there's not really a boss in this level. It's just a maze. A maze that I've been through enough times that I know how to get through it pretty easily. Yeah, that was Scrap Brain. Now, for players of the Mega Drive version, it might end up being a surprise to them that that wasn't the final level. Here we've got Skybase Zone, the last exclusive level for this game. Also, I'm just going to put a little, I'm going to say, like, yeah, epilepsy warning, I was a bit too slow. But yeah, if you're prone to, like, epilepsies and shit, look away from the screen, because it's pretty bad. Yeah, I think it was toned down for the Game Gear version. The flashing's pretty bad and intense. Yeah. I think when I upload this to YouTube, I might, like, put a seizure warning on it, because this is pretty bad. Oh no, I've got to wait for him to go, haven't I? I don't want to risk jumping over in case I get knocked down, and I think that might be a pit. I mean, if you cut your hands off, yeah, you don't need to worry about them being dirty, but you also lose a lot of functionality of your hands and stuff. Can this guy move any slower? Crap. Oh well, only lost a shield. Thankfully, we won't need to be dealing with this for the entire zone. I was wondering why the caps lock. There. Well, I think we're nearly at the end of Seizure Hell. Yeah, we're at the end of Seizure Hell, thankfully. Oh. I mean, considering OCD, I imagine even if Joe did clean them, like, properly, it wouldn't be, like, up to your standards of hand washing and stuff. Right, thankfully, no more Seizure Hell. Right, there are two ways we can go through this level, but I want the Chaos Emerald. Now, you might be able to see a little flickering near the, like, counter. Yeah, you need to jump on this platform. Again, I'm not quite sure how people are supposed to work that out, because it's completely off screen. Yeah, we jump on this platform and wait. Thankfully, this Chaos Emerald will be a lot easier than on the Game Gear version. So on the Game Gear version, you have like a bunch of turrets to avoid on this path, whereas here on the Master System it's kind of just like empty. But yeah, on the Game Gear version they add a bunch of turrets for you to dodge while riding these platforms. Do you reckon I should, like... part of me thinks I should like kill myself after I get the Chaos Emerald so that I can show off the main path of the level, but I'm not sure if I can be bothered. Because this level, much like boss levels, doesn't have any rings and it is like a fairly difficult trek. But yeah, I think unless I manage to die to stupidity, I think I'll just beat the level, honestly. Right, in the Master System version I can tease the cannons there like that. And that's the end of Act 2, the Chaos Emerald route. If you're playing normally, it's a lot harder. So we got all the Chaos Emeralds, now we just got the boss of this place left. Now this is where I was kind of worried about lives because I'm not very experienced with this boss. So Eggman's in his little glass thing. I guess kind of reminiscent of how he is in the Mega Drive game, like Final Zone. Ah! I shouldn't have been greedy. So yeah, there's a laser and there's also the like energy ball thing that he throws at you. Yeah, for like an 8-bit game, the sprite work in this game is like really good. Not to say that 8-bit games have bad sprite work, but like it's really nice and detailed and colourful. That's because I think the Master System could do more like colours per sprite than the NES. Yeah, I'm not gonna risk it. I'm not gonna go for more than one hit each time. Alright. Right, if I remember correctly. This is when his pattern changes. Oh! Bollocks. Yeah, this boss, I can't quite... I've like slightly forgotten the pattern for like the second half of the boss, which is why I wanted plenty of lives. Yeah, the Game Gear version of this boss is like completely different again, like in that instead of this big laser, there's like three flamethrowers on the floor. And you just have to, and they just go in a pattern the entire boss. And that electric ball thing, and the electric ball thing like comes from the top of the screen instead of like top middle instead of the top right. And overall, it's quite a bit easier on the Game Gear than this one. I believe this does take 8 hits as usual though, but I'm not 100% sure. Also, sometimes you don't get to hear the hit sound. I don't know whether that means it didn't count or whether it's just the game not playing the hit sound properly, because he does flash like he would normally. So, I mean, phase 1's quite easy because it's just the laser going back and forth. But yeah, when it gets to this point, it's like, it's a bit less predictable and stuff. Oh, come on! At least I can get 2 hits off at the start like that. Yeah, not risking more than 1 hit each time. Alright, phase 2 essentially. Right, I think I've got the pattern down. Just gonna take it nice and slow. Oh, got him. Nice. Nice, so we chase Eggman. Oh, he's gone into a teleporter. Instead of just flying away in his Eggmobile, as in the Mega Drive game. Alright, so let's follow him. You can actually jump into that before he does and like skip the animation of him teleporting, but I chose to show it off. Yeah, that's the end of Sonic 1 on the Master System. Fairly short game, but you know, pretty enjoyable. Out of all the 8-bit Sonic games, this one is my favourite, just because it's like quite a solid platformer and stuff. Whereas some of the later games, the level design isn't as good, or the control isn't as good. Because the control, like for an 8-bit platformer, like it's pretty smooth. It feels relatively close to the Mega Drive game, just minus the complex physics. But by getting all the Chaos Emeralds, we got rid of all the pollution on South Island. Hey, there were 6 at the time, okay? Although weirdly, all of the 8-bit games keep it as 6 Chaos Emeralds, even though, you know, most of them came out after Sonic 2. Yeah, we now get to watch the very slow score tally thing. No, he didn't snap his fingers and half the pollution disappeared. All of the pollution disappeared. I mean, I guess it's a bit more than what the Mega Drive game implies, where the Mega Drive game is just like some flowers show up. Hey, now we get the credits sequence. And I love this track. And that sprite of Sonic. In fact, on maybe one or two websites, this sprite I think might still be my profile picture. Yeah, that was the 8-bit Sonic 1. Also, there's a track in there's a piece of music in Sonic Unleashed that kind of potentially slightly remixes this credits theme. Not the Green Hill bit, but the other bit. But yeah. Also, this game, while it is on the earlier, less powerful system, this did release after the Mega Drive game. I think it released in like December of 1991. Also, Sound Produce, not Sound Producer, Sound Produce. But rearranged and original music done by Yuzo Koshiro, the legendary composer who's done a lot of games, and he is a very good musician. I don't know who those people are. A very short credit sequence because obviously not a very big game. So yeah, it's short, but I like this game quite a bit. Switch the game audio off. Oh, that's basically the end of the stream. Told you beforehand it was going to be a short one. Can I get back? Well, I don't think you can actually get back to the title screen. I think you have to reset the console. I did say it would be quick, Joe. I mean, if I did Sonic 1 on Mega Drive, it would probably still be about as quick because I've played that a lot. Well, yeah, it's quicker than Forces because Forces is about 3 or 4 hours compared to the 1 hour of this. I mean, it helps that I've played this game a decent amount as well, so I know what's coming and all that. But yeah, thanks for watching. I hopefully will be streaming next week. I don't know what I'm going to be streaming, but yeah. Thank you for watching.